Hey, what's up, everybody? Beautiful night here in Western New York as the sun goes down. I got the Bible here. I wanted to bring some spiritual information to politics today. Believe it or not, you can find spiritual principles and in politics, because politics involves people and money and power and sex and adultery, fornication, lying, stealing, and cheating. Major sins, because we're all sinners and we need a Savior. But we all sin, and the Bible is very clear about that. There's none righteous, no, not one. Our righteousness comes from God. And since people sin, you're going to find, or I'm going to find, or I did find, that there's a lot of spiritual principles that I see happening in modern politics. And my theory here is that these things have always been around, since sin has entered into this world. And when government started, they're pretty much the same as they were then. The arguments, the deception, the reasons for the deception, the money, the power, the control was the same from the beginning. And it's happening today. And I was just going to prove my point with something that happened in the New Testament during Jesus' life, be Jesus involved, and Stephen, one of his disciples, after he had died. So the reason I bring this up is because I've been recognizing these things and learning these things for a long time now, like when Barack Obama became president. It's when I was kind of enlightened to it. And just recently I was reading this Acts chapter 6, and these thoughts came to light, and I thought, let me just do this as a kickoff video to it. It'll be more and more sprinkled into my videos, so you'll be seeing that. And I probably will do like a little video or series on some of the notes that I took for 4, 5, 6 years with some of the principles that I saw overlapping between Christianity and politics, believe it or not. So anyway, the first thing I saw in Acts chapter 6 was a disciple named Stephen. And it says that the disciples were growing. It says specifically the disciples were multiplying in that time. And there was a lot of anger during that time because Christianity and Christians were multiplying. And initially they were Jewish disciples because Jesus was Jewish, Yeshua. And he is, I believe, the Jewish Messiah. And he has become Messiah to all people, all those that want to put their faith and trust in him. But the Jews of that time didn't see it. And many of the reasons they didn't see it is because they were living by the tradition of men. They were no longer living under the principles of God. Jesus has a chapter in the Bible regarding you are living, you honor me with your lips, but your heart is far from me. And this is what we call rhinos. and people like that who they name a political party, but they don't really follow the foundation. They don't have like a love in their heart for it. They're not really following. They kind of go with the wind, whatever, they're very easily persuaded. And the religious people of that time, even though they were under the oppression of the Romans, were pretty happy with the way things were going. They didn't have it that bad. Now, the common people, they were very zealous. As a matter of fact, there were people called zealots who loved God, loved the law of God, and hated that these Romans were over them. They were dirty. They were Gentiles. They were dirty meaning like pagan. And, they knew God didn't want them to have anything to do with that. If you read any of the Old Testament, the first 5 books especially, you'll see that God wanted them to have nothing to do with the nations that surrounded them, nor their idols. So it was rapidly growing. And this bothered the Jewish leadership, which were technically political, because the Jewish people had a political system, namely they followed the law of Moses. Okay, they were a nation within a nation, but the Romans let them have their nation. They didn't like that this was happening. This was outside their bounds. This is something. Now the Christians were calm and just like today, easygoing, praying for their government, praying for all people, all lives matter, loving everybody. And the Jewish people at that time didn't like it. And the correlation there is to the Tea Party patriots that came up under Obama and and the reason Trump got elected was in part due to those people. And there was a lot done to destroy them. You remember Lois Lerner with the IRS. She blocked many people who wanted a 501c3. They had, they were like patriot kind of conservative PACs and groups that wanted to get started, have a tax deductible status as a business, and she blocked all those. So in a sense, there was that persecution. There was that try to destroy the voice, to destroy the undercurrent of the rising up. And so there's that relation there. And so later on in Acts chapter 6, as Stephen was talking to some of these Hebrew leaders, it says that they were not able to resist the wisdom and the spirit by which he spoke. So he was speaking so clearly and with such wisdom, meaning using the Old Testament scriptures to present Jesus Christ, the Messiah, to them. They didn't want to hear it. They didn't want to hear it. So they were they couldn't resist it. It was like totally true. It made sense, but they didn't want to hear it. This kind of goes along with the video I just made about truth. When you don't want to receive truth, you change it and you make it relative. Well, that's true for you, but it's not true for me. But you're wrong. And that's not truth. Two things can't be true at the same time. So they secretly induced men to say, we've heard him speak blasphemous things against Moses and God. They stirred up the people. They also brought up false witnesses who spoke, half-truths, which is a lie. When you speak a half-truth, it's a lie. They said that he was speaking against the law and of Moses, which in a sense he was, because he was describing that Jesus Christ is the Messiah, and Moses wrote about him, called the prophet in Deuteronomy 18, I believe. So he wasn't lying. He was telling them the truth, but they're just considering it blasphemy because that's all they want. They want to shut him up. Of course, I thought of our president and how they want to shut him up and how they brought false testimony against him too. The whistleblowers and the Mueller report, the whole Russian collusion hoax. They tried to get him on the Ukraine phone call with Vindman. It's a circus. And then they try to impeach him. The Democrats are a total circus. Because when you can't resist the man, because here's been 3.5 years, President Donald Trump has done amazing things for our country. He's one of the greatest presidents that America's ever had. Unfortunately, he's been so clouded by all these lies and these false accusations and this impeachment trial and the Mueller report and the Russian hoax thing that a lot of people just have a hatred for him, half the country. There's this division because the media is lying to the people, the American people. In the American system, you've got Democrats, conservatives, and you got independents. You got people that don't really pay attention to politics. So when you can write a headline to an article and put a half-truth in there, and those average people be like, what? The president did what? I'm not voting for him. That's right. We shouldn't vote for him. And that's how that goes. It's very deceptive and very evil. So eventually they end up stoning Stephen, which is terrible based on this. Okay, they had nothing to do with him. The second person I wanted to mention was, of course, the man himself, Jesus Christ. He was brought before Caiaphas, who was a high priest at that time. And this is the night of Passover. This is the night before he's crucified. And it says they brought people to him. They brought people to seek false testimony about Jesus, to put him to death. It says they brought 2 false witnesses that came forward. And this one said, Jesus said, I'm able to destroy the temple of God and build it in 3 days. Did he say that? Yes, he did that, but he was speaking spiritually. He was a carpenter, but that he wasn't about to do that. That wasn't his point. He meant, I'm going to build a temple of God after 3 days when I die and rise again. After 3 days, I'm going to offer myself to live inside of you. Because the Christians believe we are the temple of God and we house God. So they were trying anything to catch Jesus. Jesus also was an outsider, like our president. He wasn't of the tribe of Levi, and he wasn't of the Aaronic priesthood, Aaron's line. He wasn't taught under the best scholars. He wasn't taught under any rabbis that they knew. They're like, isn't this Joseph's son, the carpenter from Galilee? And they're like, yeah, well, what does he know? Well, he was performing miracles. And, he even told John, this is what Isaiah has said of me. basically pointed people to the scriptures to see who he was. Donald Trump is someone that has a past. He has a very good past. He's a very good track record for being an excellent businessman. And I actually really felt strongly that he'd run this country really well, because I knew how serious he took his business dealings. So there's just a lot of similarities there. There's the lies, bringing the lies against Jesus. And this is what I saw. And this is what I couldn't believe my eyes when Trump got elected, because I lived through Obama, those 8 years. I mean, I had a rock in my stomach. I felt probably like some of you feel right now. I can relate. You know, you don't like Trump, and you're like, oh my gosh, the thought of 4 more years. And that's what I thought with Obama. I was like, 4 more. When he didn't win, when Romney didn't win, I thought, oh my gosh, I felt sick. I was like, 4 more years of no one really sticking up for our country, standing up for it, celebrating it. I felt sick. But then Donald Trump came along, a non-political figure, like Jesus, and he came along and he ended up winning the election, obviously. And since then, since he's done so well, they've tried nothing but try to destroy him. And that's a similarity I'm making there. And so the spiritual principles that I see happened even during Jesus' day and after Jesus died, when Stephen was alive, are the same principles that are happening today. The Democrat Party, this is what I was going to say, after Obama lost or Trump won, they became, like the horns came out, man, and the Democrat Party got so evil, and the media ramped up. I thought they were bad before then. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it. I mean, the Democrat Party and the liberals and the media are going so far. They'll just be as radical as they want, and as radical as they can go. I mean, I guess that's what they think it takes. So anything Trump does, if it's total 100% patriot, they're going to go 100% non-patriot. You know, they can't say they love America anymore. They're not proud of America anymore. You see, they want to transform America like Obama did. And it's sad, but it's true. And that's what's happening. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and the point I was trying to make. And